Bloody Kisses. It's a big one.
Oh, yeah.
Iconic. Here, put this thing up. Open this thing for me.
He was a photographer, John Wadsworth?
Yeah.
Wadsworth. That was his wife. Josh is still pissed off about this because it's supposed to be 2 goth girls. She's got blonde hair. But that was the photographer's wife.
She's kind of goth. I mean,
I'm in here. I'm in this picture.
She made her
talking to my hair was clamped
Yeah,
like 80s.
definitely
You know, it's
not.
like, what the hell?
He still talks about that.
Yeah, Josh
That's the
still can't
attention
get
to
over it. He can't
detail.
get over it still, you know. I mean, whatever.
That's awesome.
You know.
But like that's how like the whole career of the band went. You know, you need 2 goth girls. you have a blonde with crimped hair. You know.
It's off a little bit.
But that happened every aspect of the band.
But just, it's on the outside, it's funny because it looks like it's the only band where the opposite happens because it seems so specific to a
it's
point where
not.
most
It's
bands
like
never
Seinfeld,
get.
Bizarro World.
Yeah, straight up.
Come on, man. You know, it's like Black Sabbath. You know, Paranoid. You know, they were going to call it War Pigs. There's a guy with a sword, a really bad picture guy with a sword, and then they changed the name last minute to Paranoid. It's Spinal Tap. I can't watch Spinal Tap because I've lived it.
It hurts you.
It's not funny. Every aspect of the movie I've lived through. You know.
The pod, you're stuck in the pod.
This was a last minute photo. I remember that. He was like Wadsworth. I mean, this is a great photo, and it was his idea.
Did different people take the promo photos on each record, or was it?
Yeah, this was Wadsworth. This record was Wadsworth. This, remember where this came from.
That looks like a stock photo.
The negatives,
No, it is. It's like
Straight
it's-
up?
Yeah. it's
but
like,
the negatives, I think I'm getting Alzheimer's, man. But where were these taken? This was on the original record, right?
yeah.
I don't remember who took these.
Are they like how did they take them? That's really
Negatives.
that pic is really that pic is really.
They're actually
iconic.
negatives, you know.
They're negative.
It was before the digital era, so, you know, you actually had to have a negative before you had a photo.
Yep. And where'd you say this one was taken?
This was taken in the same location at a studio where this was taken, in the same day. It was like an old, I want to say church or something. It was a church.
Can you show?
I like the shadow he got here. I mean, he was a good photographer. I love the way how young I look here. Oh.
That's a long time ago.
Josh has got the broccoli rob.
He looks very like angelic. Like you see the like.
That's a good picture,
Like the
Josh.
stained
It's a good
glass
photo, Josh.
pictures of
Yeah,
people,
yeah,
like
it's
a
beautiful.
church.
And this is when nobody was sleeved. So like, Josh always ordered his clothes all through a magazine and stuff because he couldn't go to like the local mall because people would be like,
Staring at him.
now, you know, your grandmother is sleeved.
Yeah.
at the local mall.
Let me see this.
Can we show that real quick? Let's show that to the camera again. Oh, sorry.
Right.
Whose lips?
Oh, whose lips are they? I think they're either Josh's ex-wife or... Why don't you call him right now?
I'll send
Call
him a text.
I'm going to call him right now. Hang on. He's going to be on the air even though he doesn't want to be. Hello?
Get him in.
put him
He's
on
right now, he's
speaker.
picking up some bodies up in East New York. He's like, I have this woman, she has no legs. Wait a minute.
What is he? So he's an ambulance driver.
He's
or
a
he-
paramedic.
He's a paramedic for the
Yeah.
city of New York, man. He works in like some of the worst neighborhoods in the world.
So if
And
you
he's
have a
probably
problem,
picking up a body right now.
That's terrifying.
Let's call him up. Hang on, Josh.
you get into a car accident, there's a chance that Josh could come to help you.
That would kill me probably if I was lying there.
Well, if you
If
don't
it
have
was
a
me in a
chance,
car accident, that would kill me
Yeah.
because he would let me die, I'm sure.
Shh, wait. You might be watching this right now.
I know.
I ain't picking up the phone, you asshole. Yeah, he's not picking up the phone. He must be watching.
He knows what's going on.
Nice try.
It's some local girl's chicks, lips, I'm sorry. Some local girl's lips. I don't remember who it was. Josh's ex-wife or...
With the correct green.
Again, correct.
That is the correct green right there.
I hope they all are.
Good job, Mark.
There we go.
Only took a few years, but we got it right.
You know, it seems so long ago, but it seems not so long ago in some ways.
Where did you guys record this record? Talk about that.
Systems too.
Systems 2. Same place. Mike Marciano was the engineer.
Is that
So
what
we
all
recorded
these?
everything we ever did. You know, I mean, we never left Brooklyn for anything. You know, we couldn't. It was hard for us to get a rehearsal space at Rockaway because you know Peter had to cross a bridge.
Josh
Everything had to be in the neighborhood
Is that
because he had to order from the same Chinese food place for lunch every day or pizza.
Josh had an issue with Rockaway too. Josh hated Rockaway.
Yeah, both of them. They want to live in Midwood. But I mean, the recording studio was great. It was a great studio. It was, you know, at the time state of the art. You know, this is going back. We were doing 2-inch tape here, and so it was before Amex went under. You know, so it was a great studio, and obviously had something going on there. You know,
Absolutely.
As far as the work environment.
like the synergy?
We're at home.
Why leave it? You know.
We were at home. You know, like everything, all of our recordings, everything revolved around, you know, ordering food.
That's still how it is. honestly.
Right there was a
breakfast.
Chinese. Right there was a
What
Chinese
do you want for
restaurant
lunch?
right
I
next
didn't
to
eat
the
breakfast
studio.
yet. There was a Chinese food place right next door.
Yeah.
One time we were rehearsing with our other band, 740. This was like,
This is
right
a
before
true
Peter
story.
died. This is right before Peter
True
died.
story.
So we were rehearsing on Flapashevy, like the same place that we started, you know. And so we were hungry. Let's go to the Chinese food place next door.
There's a Chinese restaurant like at the end of the block.
So we're in line, there's two people ahead of us, and we hear the Chinese lady, she picks up the phone, and
She's like saying, what? And I hear this voice coming through the phone.
she goes, what do you mean no chicken fingers, only claws? Look at her, so, that's a Pete Steele line, you know?
I told the woman.
Give me the
I
phone.
was like, give me the phone. And she's like, what? I said, give me the phone. I get on the phone. Peter, who's this? It was Peter ordering food at the Chinese restaurant.
That's insane.
Yeah. And he's like, what are you doing? I was like, it's Peter. Peter's trying to order.
Oh, that's true
He would order
friendship. that you-
$60. He'd order $60 worth of Chinese food, eat half of it. A month later, eat the other half, and then get sick. Oh, my stomach's fucked up.
What was the song that like what clicked first?
Christian
Well,
Woman was the one that blew it
Christian
open.
Woman was the
Yeah.
first one.
God blew it open. It was
Yeah.
Christian Woman.
But I mean, it wasn't just like, you know, like put a record out. I mean, Black Number One and Christian Woman, like, you know, they were both out, but it was like they were both out as singles, and nobody cared.
Yeah.
And then like a year later, after we toured with Motley Crue, then it was like, oh, who are these guys? And then people started discovering the record, and then it started getting played, and that's when Roadrunner got involved, and they were starting to really make a push for it to try to make the record successful.
Yeah.
At the time,
Oh yeah.
the music climate at the time was, this is what determined your career, whether you're going to fail or not. Beavis and Butt-Head.
Yeah, we got.
They
on
gave
Beavis
you
and
the
Butt-Head.
thumbs up, and they put Black Number One.
And they liked us,
Thumbs up.
thankfully.
If they went like that, you were done. Your career was over.
Damn.
A cartoon.
And then what was like the peak of that record?
Christian Woman was the peak of it. When
I would say like probably when we were touring with Danzig.
you think so?
How long was that into?
I thought it was Pantera was the peak of the record.
No, it got
That was
bigger
the
after
last.
that. It got bigger.
He's saying the peak of the record.
Right, the peak of the record. It got
Like
bigger. The record got bigger after the Pantera tour.
Okay.
So then Danzig came after Pantera? I don't think so.
Oh, no, wait,
It came
wait,
before, dude.
Oh, okay.
Holy shit.
Right. We toured with Danzig first. It was that Christmas when we were
I always
on,
drank 3 times as much
What
as this guy.
was that radio station in New York? Was it WAPP?
It was Q104.
Q104. Ken Creedy, our manager, told us that he counted. There was like 18 mentions of us in a 24-hour period on the radio station in New York.
Wow.
I would say that was probably like the biggest.
That's
At the time, grunge was, everything.
the thing.
And then when it really took off was when the Seattle station picked up Christian woman. Then it really ran. Then it ran.
They figured out, right, because it took forever to get the song on the radio. And they figured out which radio station everybody else in the country, the playlist that they were following.
They were all copying the Seattle
And they
station.
found there was this radio station in Seattle that whatever they played, the rest of the country would follow. And they concentrated on getting that radio station to play our single.
That's smart.
So it was from Beavis and Butt-Head to that, that's what determined.
And then we did a radio edit. Josh did an edit of the song because then, they wouldn't play a song longer than 4
Yeah, I wanted
minutes
to
and
ask
30
about
seconds.
this.
So Josh did an edit, and it was longer than 4:30, but they put 4:29 on the label anyway. It was longer.
That's nice.
Josh was like, I have to edit this song, Peter. What do you want me to do with it? I don't want to hear it. It's my child. You can't cut it up. I just don't even want to hear it. I don't think Peter ever listened to any of the radio.
To the radio edits?